Okay, so we have the Colts coming up next and are now the worst team in the NFL based on points allowed. 357 compared to points scored 248. That's a minus 109 point differential. The Indianapolis Colts have lost 5 consecutive games and 8 of their last 9. They made Nick Foles their starting quarterback on Monday, who passed for only 143 yards and 3 interceptions with 7 sacks. He didn't complete one pass over 20 yards. And despite all that, they're still wheeling him out on Sunday against the Giants. After hearing all that, what does this mean? This should be a blowout win for the Giants. This should be an easy day. We shouldn't need to take cardiac medicine. We shouldn't be having heart palpitations watching this game on Sunday like all the other games. This should be completely stress-free, kick back and relax, pop up in a cold one, just chill and watch the Giants blow out the Colts. If it's anything other than that, that's embarrassing. And if by any chance we lose, we do not deserve to be in the playoffs, in my opinion. We shouldn't be backing into the playoffs. We shouldn't be floundering into the playoffs. We shouldn't have to hope, hey, if this team does that and this other team does this. The game should be in our hands. We should win handedly, go into the playoffs with momentum, maybe even beat the Eagles, right? Because if they have their backups in, we should beat them too. If not, it should be a close game. We need to start showing and performing like a team that deserves to be in the playoffs. If we're going to the playoffs, there's no point in going to the playoffs just to flounder. I know it's an improvement. I know it's something different than the past 5 years or so. I know this is success, so it feels good. It feels good to go to the playoffs, at least be in the playoffs. That would be nice. But I've always said, like, there's no point in going to the playoffs if you have no chance. If you're an imposter, like, you shouldn't be there. Like, we put up a good fight against the Vikings. They needed a 61-yarder to beat us. Coincidentally, this is still the same line, but it's flipped this time around. We're a 3.5-point favorite against the Colts. So hopefully we don't have to kick a 61-yarder against the Colts to win. That would be insane. Hopefully that's completely wrong. Hopefully Vegas was smoking on that one and we blow the Colts out. We haven't had a staple blowout, everything firing on all cylinders win this season at all. Every team that's going on to do something has had a win like that. So this should be that game for us. But anyway, if you compare the Colts versus the Giants, like their offense right now is putrid, but they have an average defense, an average or above average defense. It doesn't look like it because I guess their offense is so bad, their defense is always on the field. But our offense is average or below average. We don't score that many touchdowns. When we get in the red zone, we're not scoring touchdowns that often. We're having to go for it on 4th down a lot. So you have an average or above average defense, an average below average offense. That's probably going to cancel out. What's in our favor in this game is our defense against their offense. They're done for the year. The Colts are done. They're looking for a high draft pick, looking for the quarterback of the future. They're packing it up. This should be an easy win. We should not be stressing out watching this game. That should be the last thing that's going on in that game. Giant fan stress. I know it's any given Sunday. I know if we go into the playoffs, it's the same thing. Any given Sunday, we can beat any team. Any team can beat any other team. But this should be a blowout. This should be staple win. Shouldn't have to worry about this game. Because in my opinion, if we lose this game, we shouldn't be in the playoffs. Someone else should go. But still, when all said and done, we can still hang our hat at the end of the day that this was a good year. This is a successful year. This should have been a rebuild season, but Brian Daboll came in, flipped the script. We started winning a lot of games early, not so much recently. You know, the schedule got a lot tougher, but it's still way better than I expected or any sane Giants fan could have expected from this season. And you got to give it to him. Great year, great job. And it gives a lot of hope for the future.